Friends, welcome back to Backtracks Reacts. If this is your first time here, please come back so that the intro checks out. Today I have for you what will, for about a week and some change, because I'm going on a family trip in a little bit, the last video on the channel. It's not going to be a reaction, it's just going to be kind of an experiment. I've never done this before, but I think this is the right way to do it. I just wanted to get this out there, really hone in on something that I've been thinking about, a lot of people have been thinking about on Twitter, and just hold it here and set it and forget it so that it doesn't plague any of the Goodbye Lara discussions going forth. So I have been rewatching Sound Euphonium with my brothers. It's their first time watching. We had just done me and my youngest brother had just done a trip to Kyoto, and I stopped by Uji a few times. It was probably one of the it's the greatest pilgrimage experience of my life, and I would love nothing more than to just kind of be there again and live in that space, and that's what Sound Euphonium has been giving to me on this rewatch. More than, I wouldn't say more than anything, because there's a lot to Sound Euphonium. And we have watched up to season 2. We're going to watch Liz and the Bluebird and the Chikaino finale next. And as we get to season 3, because this is when I was on Twitter and actively seeing the discussion about Sound Euphonium, it flashes through my head that, you know, my lasting impressions of anything related to Sound Euphonium season 3 was talk of Yuribait. And I hate that. I don't like it. It's not good. Putting it in terms of, you know, my JJK brain, it is completely and wholly reductive. You get to a certain point, and then you hammer in on it, and then nothing ever gets developed outside of that. It's the same with curse techniques, it's the same with kind of just topics in general on the internet, and that's a dangerous trap to settle into. I wish to not think about it. I'm tired, and it did spoil my fandom experience of Sound Euphonium 3 when, I mean, it should have been the triumphant finale that it was. There's a lot there, and to take a band show about wanting to improve on your craft and enjoying the limits of youth and how much you have to sacrifice to be in an ensemble like this that is aiming for nationals, the absolute skill in which the portrayal of not growing up too fast so that you don't start making decisions that you will regret later in life. The lesson of not staking your entire life on someone else, and finally knowing your limits and seeding to create a greater sound for the entirety of the group. I think that's something that everything about that is truly important to me, and none of it has to do with let's not even say Yuri baiting. Most of it doesn't even have to do with Kumiko and Reina's relationship. sometimes we get tied up in all of that. The special one, the characters who we give the focus to. But it's a whole ensemble out there. And that's what is now the upcoming conversation with Goodbye Lara. There, I mean, like, it might be MySpace or Twitter, but it's the one that is currently affecting and reaching the most people because it reached me, you know. There was a new type article that just released, talking about like how, oh, you know, we're not going to do the traditional Yuri route. Um, Everyone involved in the Goodbye Lara production obviously came from Review Starlight. The assistant director of the movie is now the director of Goodbye Lara, and I love Review Starlight. If the it means so much less to me that the romantic feelings of the girls are confirmed or denied through any physical signs than the fact that, you know, the story all happened and it all played out. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to do the yuribait discussion, so that's why I'm putting it here, setting it, completely forgetting it. It doesn't help that, you know, the topic of Goodbye Lara. I mean, that's all it's kind of been on Twitter. I have enjoyed the first two episodes. I think the sound is amazing, the music. The fact that it has wanted me to go on a pilgrimage to Shiga and see all of that the next time I visit Japan. Everything about the constant whirlwind of hilarity that Lara kind of takes on just as a matter of existing as a mermaid in the real world, 200 years after she first had her life and is now reborn. And that cute little, you know, throw the can, Lara fumbles it, and then it just keeps on rolling. Incredible scenes like that I don't think have I think they're too good to be ignored and reduced for the sake of this one conversation online. I there's been like talk of cell shading and then clowning on like the animators drew it by hand this time. That's the only other thing that's really popped up in terms of discussion of Goodbye Lara. And that's kind of depressing, right? Because that in itself turns into a meme, a copy pasta, and we keep on doing it. That whole thing. It's a story about loving life, like, and humanity in all its facets. It's a celebration of that, and wherever that takes us, I think I'm gonna be happy with it. Cause like the first two episodes have already demonstrated such a care to put into exploring something like that, and the OP promises of, sure, the relationship between Mara and Lara, but also, you know, her experiences with everyone else in the city, and I want to see that. I I'm willing to give up a lot of romantic development if it means seeing that in a what they call a film type of experience throughout the core of Goodbye Lara. 100%. I think that's the way to go. Not saying that they are going to cut or not include any of a little bit of Yuri. We know the people at the top. It's probably going to happen. Um, but yeah, there's a lot less that I have put in stake between Mari and Lara. Just if they're able to continue as they have been for the first two episodes, I couldn't ask for anything more. And if you are willing to ask for anything more, where the fuck were you with Kamina Botan last season? There is a Yuri that's coming out every season that like focuses on the like explicit romantic relationships between girls. It's not pre 2018 where like we had to scramble for crumbs or read manga or light novels or anything. We have Yuri. And if you don't, I know you haven't watched all the Yuri. And if you have, I know you haven't read all the Yuri manga. And if you have, I know you haven't read all the Yuri light novels. Where was this discussion with Kamina Botan? I actually no, it was there because people were dogging on the fucking author for doing a straight dojin, but there. Oh my. I'm tired. We on this channel, I will promise, if nothing more needs to be said about Goodbye Lara and Yuribait, I will say nothing more. We've also kind of neglected the roots of Yuri. You know, strong, undefinable emotions between two women, and that being the core, the crux, the central point, instead of, oh no, now they're in a relationship. You guys are too spoiled. We had to fight for scraps. I'm not saying we as if I'm included in this, but like the class S people, Utena, they had to fight for that shit. And now we're here. Read Yuri, watch Yuri, consume more actual Yuri because you can. I think that's good. I think that's, yeah, that's probably good. Bye bye bye.